Hello everyone, welcome to your very first video tutorial about HTML and CSS for creating web pages and websites. And well, this first video tutorial is just going to be an introduction to this series, to this course. Well, first of all, in this series, I just want to cover again the basics or maybe some intermediate things about HTML and CSS. And well, basically HTML is for creating the elements that are going to be part of the web page, or that are going to be displayed on the web page. And the CSS is the part that is going to be giving the style to all these elements. So that's why we keep them separated. We can actually kind of mix those together, but it's not very recommended. It is best to try to keep them apart. So that's where we're going to be looking into this course. Especially the CSS is going to become very handy when our sites start growing. We have 2, 3, 4 more pages that integrates our website. So to try to keep them all the pages looking the same way, it's kind of hard if we don't do it through a CSS file that kind of controls all the pages so that they all look like the same. Another thing is that, well, this course is not going to be a design, like properly speaking. I'm not a designer. Actually, I just had like a web page, I think about a couple of years ago. Then I shut it down. I'm not a very good designer. Actually, I'm a chemical engineer, to be honest with you guys. But well, I learned this looking by to video tutorials in actually here in YouTube or reading some books, and it's kind of simple actually. HTML and CSS are pretty simple languages to create your own web pages. You can actually go online and create some that are like pre-built, or you can find like templates to build your own website. But well, if you want to go completely original and create it from scratch, then HTML and CSS are going to do that for you. Uh, One very important thing I think I need uh, to say here is that, well, as you can see on my site, I have tutorials in Spanish. That's my native language. So if I start saying some stupid things in English, just please bear with me. And well, I hope that I can count on your comprehension. So if I also stop a little bit to think about how to translate some things, well, just again, bear with me, and I hope I'll get there soon. Um, Now, mm, to create web pages, what are we going to need to see and go ahead with this series? Well, basically just need a computer and a text editor. Um, Not Word. Do not use Word or any other word processor. Those softwares integrate some other things into the code that can mess up with your web page. So just stick with a basic text editor. You can actually use Notepad. If you are a Windows user, you have Notepad available. I think for I don't remember the name, but for Mac users or Apple users, there is also a basic text editor, so you can use that one. Um, Here I'm using a different one. We're gonna get into this later, but just want to show you something. Let me just open a notepad just so you can see. Let's copy this. And we just need to save this. We're gonna go to save as, use all files, and yeah, on the desktop, that's fine. So I'm gonna use a different name than this one. Let's say, I don't know, maybe page page2.html. Just add that extension, save it. As you can see, I only have the very basic tags, just declaring that this is an HTML document, the head of the document, the body of the document. That's it. And hold on, give me 1 second. I messed something here. Okay, so I'm gonna minimize the Notepad++, and this is the one that we just saved. So as you can see, well, I have Google Chrome as my default browser, web browser. If you don't have it, I highly recommend it that you get it. I'm gonna just double click on page 2, and well, you can see that it says exactly what I expect. Hello, and my first web page written in Notepad, just like that. But again, well, using Notepad is pretty boring, and what we are going to use, well, I'm going to be using here is Notepad++. This is what is called like an IDE, or an integrated development environment. So it's very helpful for us because as you guys can see, when we save this page as an HTML, we can get these helps from the Notepad++. So there are many IDEs for creating web pages, or to write in HTML and CSS. You can use whatever you want. If you are already using one, go ahead with that one. If you don't have one as your favorite right now, well, I highly recommend use this one. Notepad++ is very lightweight, is free, and actually I think on the next video tutorial we're gonna see how to download and install it. But well, also another thing is that if you can see here, we have a menu that is called Run, and it has this launch in Firefox, in Internet Explorer, in Chrome, or in Safari. So you can go ahead and download all these four. If you are using Windows, chances are that you already have the Internet Explorer, or now in Windows 10 is called the Microsoft Edge. But download Firefox, download Google Chrome, download Safari. Safari is the default web browser for Mac users, but I think it's available for Windows users also. So if you can, just go ahead, download it, install it, and it's good that if you are creating your web pages, try to launch in all of them and see how they look, because different web browsers try to, or tend to render differently the web pages. So it's good to look at all of them and see how they are rendering our web page, so that we are sure that it looks okay. And well, let's launch it in Chrome. So there is the same result as launching the file directly. And just one more thing to close this video, introduction video. We're gonna be using a lot of these W3 schools. Go ahead, get into it, look at it. You can start learning HTML. You can go ahead, and you don't have to wait for me to translate these videos. Actually, right now I have created 26 videos of this series in Spanish, so I'm gonna be translating them to English, and then I hope to keep creating more in Spanish and English, pretty much at the same time, so to speak. So but for now, you can come here and start looking at it, read the introduction, editors, basics, elements, whatever you want to see. You can start experiencing a little bit more. Something very interesting is the tag lists. HTML is integrated by tags or created by tags, so you can see what tags there are available on HTML, so that you can go ahead and start creating more elements, or adding more elements into your web page. So okay, I think that's it. We're gonna leave this video up to here. So thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for your likes, and remember to subscribe, and I see you guys in the next video tutorial.